te chama pra tu sair de casa, mas tu só continua com essa enrolação. Já cansei de te chamar pra tu sair de casa, tu só continua com essa enrolação. Eu já liguei de gabinete, você pediu, só tinha muita coisa pra arrumar. Na mesma frente esperando você não sair, falou que falta aí não tá.
All right, good morning, YouTube. It is another beautiful morning here in El Salvador. Just getting up and getting my day started. So today I'm going to be talking about one of the challenges that you face when building anything here in El Salvador, and that has to do with building materials and supplies. So it's not like you can't find things here. You can definitely find things that you need, like, you know, toilets and doors and all of those basic things that we think about when it comes to building materials. But here in El Salvador, there's just not a lot of option when it comes to what you're looking for. So they'll tend to have the basic things, but they just lack in quality. Some of the things that you get here are they're just not that great, the quality. And when you do find things of quality, it's usually pretty expensive. So today's story and the meeting that I'm having today has to do with wood. And in this video, I'm going to talk about how I found myself hunting wood or hunting trees in Nicaragua. A few days ago, I was having a meeting with my builder and we were reviewing the plans for Selva, and right now we're at the stage where we're really focusing on a lot of the interiors and the finishes. So during that conversation, my builder tells me, hey, all of this wood, all of this interior finish wood, we're not really gonna be able to supply it. And what he said was that he stopped supplying it because he really just couldn't get anything that was quality or something that he felt comfortable providing to his clients. And so that was definitely news to me. So here's the deal with the wood. The wood that we're looking for is tropical hardwoods, and specifically teak. Here in El Salvador, the climate is such that it can be really, really harsh on wood. So tropical hardwoods are woods such as teak or ironwood, or, damn, I can't remember the other one. But specifically for Selva, we're gonna be using teak. And teak is really great because it is resistant to rot, it's resistant to mold, it's resistant to pests, and it is just an incredible wood to build with. It looks great over time. If you've ever been to a place like Bali, for example, Bali uses a lot of teak. And I've walked into 100-year-old temples that were made out of a lot of wood, and the wood just looks beautiful. It builds up this really nice patina over time. It's just got this really great look and feel. And with Selva, it's really gonna create an amazing look. But the problem is finding that teak. Now, El Salvador, it really is not a wood producing country. Number one, they don't grow those types of woods. And because they don't grow them, they don't have the infrastructure and the industry. So things such as being able to properly dry the wood with the right equipment, places to store that wood, getting all the different types of cuts. And so it got me to thinking, hey, we're in a tropical place, so somewhere, in some country around me, I should be able to find a place where tropical hardwoods such as teak are grown. And the place that I found to be the best is Nicaragua. Nicaragua is the neighboring country of El Salvador, and this presents a really big benefit, which is, number one, going directly to the source, which should definitely help me out when it comes to cost, because I don't have to go through any distributors or any middlemen. And this also helps with cost too when it comes to shipping. The fact that Nicaragua is our neighbor, it's going to be relatively easy to get that product here. I was so happy because I was able to find this amazing company in Nicaragua, which is basically a teak farm. Not only are they growing the teak, but they have some of the best curing and stabilization techniques around. Nicaragua's hardwood industry, although it's a little bit young, it has been rapidly developing, and there is a ton of infrastructure there in the country. And so I found this really amazing company that I want to show you. So check it out. Hey, so if you don't already know, my name is Jimmy, and I'm building a boutique hotel and retreat center here in El Salvador called Selva. And in this channel, I take you through the journey of somebody who has never, ever done anything like this before. Follow along, see all of my challenges, see all of my wins, and learn a little bit about my life here in El Salvador. All right, so here it is. The company I'm working with is called MLR Forestal, and they're based up in the northern part of Nicaragua, close to the Caribbean coast. And what's really great about this company is that they're not just a teak farm where they're just trying to grow and sell as much teak. This land that they're growing their teak on for the very, very long time was pasture land. And pasture land requires that people had to cut down a lot of the trees, a lot of the indigenous species in the past in order to make space for the pasture project. And so what they're doing is they're actually reforesting these areas with teak. And the other cool thing that they're doing is agroforestry. So agroforestry is combining trees with other food crops. And the food crop that they're mixing their teak production with is cacao or cocoa. They also currently have about 1,200 acres of cocoa under production. And they're also set aside a portion of their land, I think it's about 28% for conservation. So in addition to the cocoa, they're planting other indigenous species. What this is also doing is bringing back a lot of the plant life, and it's increasing the biodiversity in the area. Lots of birds and other forest animals that have since left because there hasn't been a forest. They're returning, and so they're creating an environment that's encouraging these other forest plants and other forest animals to thrive. Did I say thrive? Thrive. There's also a social impact component to the project, and so they're working with local communities to give these people jobs and also creating a better economic environment for the locals in the area. And 85% of the personnel in the company are people in the local area. Conservation is another important part of their operation. And so they've actually set aside a certain amount of land that doesn't get touched. And so this is enabling a lot more of these native species to come back and thrive in this environment. Working with a company like MLR Forestal really aligns with my values of sustainability, and it really aligns with my belief that businesses can have a great impact beyond just impacting profits and making money. I believe that if we're intentional in the way that we build our businesses, we can always find ways to have other positive impacts on not only the planet, but also our community around us. And so this definitely aligns with my vision and my values when it comes to building a business. This challenge is just one of many that I faced, and definitely not the last that I'm going to come across in this project. And for me, it's something that I really embrace because all of these things have been a great opportunity for me to learn. There's something actually I got right here that I keep on my desk. This is a little stone. And so let's see if we can see this here in the camera. So on one side is an O, the other side is a P. And so the P is for problem and the O is for opportunity. And I keep this here on my desk as a reminder that whatever presents itself as a problem for me, I can change my mindset around that and turn it into an opportunity, really opportunity for growth and an opportunity for learning. This is the first time that I've ever done something in hotel entrepreneurship, and at times it can be really overwhelming. There's just so much to learn. There's so many moving parts. It's not just like I'm building a house or a building, but on top of that, I'm layering in a business. And then it's a business that I'm not really familiar with, which is hospitality. So this gives you a little bit of an insight into my process, into the journey here, into my problem-solving process. And it's just a small example of one of the challenges that has come up along the way.